We're gonna try to record with the sheep today. Chicken! There's literally a chicken up on the railing right next to the phone. Sheep are probably some of the friendliest animals you're gonna meet. I know people talk about cows are in their pocket and they love their goats and all that good stuff, but how could you not love sheep? I mean, look at these guys. Alrighty, I tried to film back with the sheep so that you can meet them a little bit, but between chickens jumping next to the phone and you can still hear, and the ram trying to eat my microphone cord, it was a mess. So in any case, we'll get closer to the sheep in another video. But today what I really want to jump into is why sheep. I did a comparison video. I gave you some of the stats of, how long is a sheep in milk versus how long is a cow in milk, or how much acreage do you need. But today, what I really want to focus in on is a little bit of our story of why did we even want to bring dairy onto our farm in the first place, especially considering we only have 2 acres. Maybe that space would be better off with more of an orchard or a bigger garden or grass, or, say we grow our own corn or whatever crop you can think of. Almost a year ago, I brought home my first little starter sheep flock that I've told you guys about. My one ewe, Frankie, and her 2 lambs who were only 3 days old. And that whole journey was launched because we wanted to bring dairy production to our 2-acre homestead because it was one of the missing pieces. I think anybody can raise a pig. My chickens, my goodness, they're so loud. Anybody can have a coop of noisy egg-laying chickens, but adding dairy production to your homestead is really like leveling up. But a cow isn't the end-all be-all. We have a cow, we have had a cow, but dairy sheep are where it's at, which is obviously one of the goals of this channel, is to educate about dairy sheep, argue for their superiority as a dairy animal in a lot of ways for a lot of people, and encourage you to try, especially if you have a similar mindset to me where I want to reduce my reliance on modern food production as much as possible. And so I've had gardens for forever. We planted our orchard as soon as we moved onto this property. We've had, chicken lay or egg laying flocks for many, many years, but dairy was where it was at. That was really the missing piece of what we wanted to add on next. Having dairy on our farm was also another way that we wanted to educate our kids of where does our food come from? How is it produced? The amount of work that goes into getting that food. Getting dairy onto our property was game-changing for us. I still remember the first time I milked Frankie, and I brought in, I think it was a quart or so of milk. And I just had that feeling of, oh my gosh, I can feed my family with this. And it was amazing. It's what you feel when you first collect that first egg from your hens, or you harvest a basket full of tomatoes from the garden, and just that feeling of sufficiency and providing for yourself, and it's healthy, and that you just collected it 50 yards from your house. And I hope to inspire others to have that same feeling beyond the tomatoes, beyond the eggs, and get dairy on your properties. That's Eddie, our ram, who was trying to eat my microphone cable just a few minutes ago as well. Hi, buddy. It's never a dull moment when you have animals. Anyways, there is so much information out there about dairy goats, and there's an increasing amount of information about milk cows for the homestead setup. Obviously, there's a ton about commercial operations. Hi, Eddie. But finding dairy sheep information is a little bit trickier, and finding the sheep themselves is a lot trickier than finding a goat. You can throw a rock and hit 20 dairy goats. Hopefully don't hurt them. But finding a good dairy sheep is a lot more difficult. But I went on the hunt, it didn't stop me, and it has been the best thing for us.